We're on. We're live.
Are we doing it live?
We're live. We're doing it live.
Live.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Friday. Gotta read books on Friday.
Andrew.
Fridays with Andrew.
It's Fridays with Andrew.
I got him, yeah.
'Twas the couple nights before Christmas edition. It's like Christmas Eve.
We call this the
Christmas Eve.
I call it the holiday special, but the very first
Oh,
episode.
man, yeah.
But again, I do have a holiday special among the titles.
Good.
Because
Good.
you know what? Really, all of December is the holidays.
I agree.
So there you go.
And if really you're in retail, it starts the day after Halloween these days.
There you go. Yeah.
After Easter.
You know, get it coming in early and early and early. Now, for today's inductees in, I guess, the hall of Fridays with Andrew Comic Corner, Justin, Penelope, this was a tough week. It wasn't a tough week because there was anything bad. It was a tough week because everyone was putting out solid entries, actually. I had 6 possible contenders for today, but there were only 3 slots. So the 3 that won out... Well,
Thunderdome.
The Thunderdome. The contenders who almost made it were Backways by Aftershock, Rom and the Micronauts, and Dark Arc 4 by Aftershock.
They made it.
They were contenders.
All right.
How
did you make your decision?
All 3 of them were lacking something, and I'm not. I Backways was, I think, rushed. It felt rushed.
Yeah.
Dark Arc 4, in addition to just being the 4th installment in an ongoing story,
Right.
It felt like there was a bit of an anticlimax.
Did Ryan Johnson write that?
Ryan Johnson, no.
Oh.
That was actually I could tell you he did, but yeah. But that's Cullen Bunn. But no, and then Rom and the Micronauts.
He did choose Rom.
No, I didn't.
As a final three.
Oh, I'm not paying attention.
Rom and the Micronauts was missing emotion. It was an action heavy issue, and I feel like that's a good that's a fun time, but you know I wanted something a little bit more substantial, and that I have. So we have Hellboy Krampusnacht.
Oh, wow. So that's a holiday.
Yeah, that's a holiday.
Yeah, and you have to say it like that.
We have Jim Henson's The Storyteller Fairies, #1.
I'm excited about it.
And then we have the latest installment of DC's event book of the year, Dark Knight's Metal #4.
It's a bad sign when we start getting into foil covers, man.
It is, but believe it or not, there's a semi-justification for it.
Okay.
So we'll get
the art on the front.
Oh, Capello! Wait till I gush about Greg Capello. So, but we're starting with Hellboy Krampusnacht.
Hold it up. Oh, actually, pull it out.
Yeah, pulling it out.
Yeah. All right, hold up.
Just like every other Friday. All right, yeah.
Let's see what you got.
Krampusnacht is so. Usually with this segment, I do like to throw in some veteran creators along with the new guys and the new blood, promote new artists. But you know what?
The art is very pretty.
The classics are the classics for a reason, and these are both 2 veteran creators. We have Mike Mignolia. Yeah.
That's Mr. Hellboy.
Mr. Hellboy. This is his baby. He's got to write his baby. And we have veteran artist Adam Hughes on art. Adam Hughes, you might know, is more of a cover artist. He doesn't do interiors very often, so this is kind of a big deal that he's doing the interiors for this book. The plot of this book is Hellboy happens to be in Austria in, I think, the late 70s, as you do. And he was in Austria doing something else, but while in Austria, there's rumors of a possessed priest. So he goes to this priest's cottage in some small town Austria place, and the priest is like, "Oh, I'm a demon. I'm actually a demon prince. I'm the Krampus. And I'm tired of my anguish here on Earth, and I need to be brought back to my domain, back to hell." So, he basically drew Hellboy out to challenge him to a duel to send him back home because he's homesick. Whether or not that is the full story. There's twists. I don't know if do you want me to give?
He wanted to lose.
He wanted to lose.
Yeah, no, leave this. Don't spoil.
There's no spoil. Yeah, but there's some. Knowing Hellboy.
What the twist?
There are twists. There's a twist. Here's the other thing about this book. I feel like I need more time with it, kind of, because there's kind of there are twists, but it's also are there twists?
Oh,
it's like a.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Did Ryan Johnson write it?
No, it's just. Listen, you like Mike Mignolia, I thought. But,
I like Hellboy, yeah.
So that's from your perspective, that's an insult to him. Just saying. But yeah, so I would compare it to something like The Shining, which is apropos for the Hellboy genre.
Sure.
But even if you take it at face value, there's still like a fun action-oriented story. One other flaw I would maybe, but this is a kind of a taste flaw. I felt like it was a little bit. It was a little bit too quick. Like I said with Backways earlier, like it's kind of like beat, and we don't really. There's like some ambient scenes, like some quiet panels, and that really lets you enjoy. Like here, let me get some of the
pacing's off, maybe.
Or too fast.
Yeah, like it was slow and fast and then slow. So like it was weird that way, but overall it's still a beautiful work, kind of a sweet story in terms of Hellboy, and just an appropriate read for the holidays.
Cool.
So that was Hellboy Krampusnacht.
Just so everybody knows, Frank is manning the helm of the Enterprise.
Yeah, captain's chair.
On the bridge.
He's on the bridge.
And this gets Penelope nervous. This is her bridge.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So
It is. She is.
I don't want to fire
She is.
torpedoes
Look at.
when I
Look at me. Look at my eyes. Penelope is captain now.
Yes.
So totally great read. You know, even though I was saying like some nitpicks, this is still a great read. It's still beautifully illustrated, and it's a Hellboy Christmas story,
Okay.
and it
So
works.
I have one question.
Sure.
Does Hellboy look like Ron Perlman, or does Ron Perlman look like Hellboy?
Neither.
Because the art of this looks exactly like the Ron Perlman Hellboy movie character.
I would say the Ron Perlman was made to look like the art.
Yeah, and they've kind of moved towards each other since. But
Well,
listen,
What's incredible? Did you see the David
Guillermo del
Arbour?
Toro did an amazing job.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
he was a fan. He was
Yes.
a huge fan of the book. Well, no, but did you see David Arbour's?
He looks like Ron Perlman.
He looks just like Ron Perlman.
Yes.
So like,
It's not a good thing.
No, it is if you're Hellboy. It's not if you're trying to woo a woman, but it is if you're trying to be Beauty and the Beast or you're trying to be Hellboy. You want to look like Ron Perlman.
Look like Ron Perlman, but as far as being a guy who
No.
look, hey Justin, God's gonna grant you a gift. You can look like young Brad Pitt or young Ron Perlman.
No, I know exactly where I'm going.
I know where
Yeah.
you're going.
Wasn't young Ron Perlman a sex icon too, though?
No, he was in Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty
He
and the Beast.
had a mask on.
Yeah, but whatever. I whatever. I see weird parts of the internet. Anyway,
What's the 1 to 10 on it?
for help, Krampusnacht.
You forgot the slam table.
Krampusnacht.
Sorry, guys, we're doing a video. Okay. All right. There are customers in the store. We are a store after all.
It's either a low 8 or a high 7. Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's like it's like that like
All
that
right.
sweet spot.
So
in
you're
the-
kind of playing the same game that you played with the last Star Wars movie. You're not really giving it.
How many times have we mentioned Star Wars during this video? Like 5 or 7?
So there is
I never bring it up.
guys. There's an he never does. There's an undercurrent here. There's a whole undercurrent in our lives right now
Yeah.
that Ryan Johnson has created,
Yeah.
and we're going to do a talk on that
Well, you know,
next week.
You know what Star Wars has? Jim Henson puppets.
It does.
That's
Yeah, no, I'm great at the segue.
Segue.
man. Yeah.
Man, does that look good?
Here we have Jim Henson's The
Very-
Storyteller.
So I am-
Very Hobbit.
I am already sold for 2 reasons.
All right, good.
Jim Henson, sold. The Storyteller, 100,000% sold. I absolutely loved Jim Henson's The Storyteller TV show as a kid.
Well, why don't you do the honors of explaining what The Storyteller is to audiences?
So Jim Henson's Storyteller was a short show that Jim Henson put out. John Hurt was sort of the narrator slash, the
The Storyteller.
he was the Rod Serling of The Storyteller. And what would happen is he would just reenact different fairy tales and stories from lore, et cetera, et cetera. So it was sort of like a, like I said, almost like a Twilight Zone,
Yeah,
but
anthology,
anthology
which is
type
one of my
show,
favorite formats of storytelling.
but with fairy tales and such.
It was
And some real
1
deep
year.
cuts, some real cool stuff. But again, the puppetry was outstanding, as Jim Henson
Yeah.
is
Well,
known
so
for.
the relationship between that and the story. This is obviously a licensed comic based on the show. It's by I can never say Archaea, which is an imprint of Boom Studios. Now, Boom Studios, has, for people in the know, has had a relationship with the Jim Henson Company basically since the launch of the studio.
Did they do the Dark Crystal series and all that?
They did, no, but even before that, like, one of the first books they ever did was licensed Muppet comics.
Oh, okay.
So, like, they have had a huge relationship
Yeah.
with the Jim Henson studio, and they did, like you said, they did Dark Crystal comics, they did some Labyrinth books. There's actually a new Labyrinth ongoing that I'm super excited, and I guarantee you that that's going to be on this list, unless it turns out to suck. Yeah, well, I'm just saying, we'll see. But
Undercurrents.
I'm getting good feelings. I'm getting good feelings about it. And then in 2011, they decided to do The Storyteller hardcover that basically actually included an unreleased episode script as one of the stories.
Oh, cool.
And then a lot of other stories that were like ideas that they had muddling around. So ever since 2011, they've been doing the Storyteller miniseries based on different ideas. There was the Storyteller, the Dragons, the Witches,
All right, now we're at the
and
Fairies.
now we're at Fairies.
Gotcha.
So this is the first issue of the Fairies, which is...
So this is not ongoing, this is a miniseries?
This is a 1 of 4 miniseries.
Right.
Each one is going to be...
I just got to cut in with something real. No, just stay there. He said fairies.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Just
No.
All right, no, all right, keep it on track.
Okay,
Keep it on track. Stay on target.
Frank, there's a customer. Go help him.
Stay on
Stay on
target.
target.
he said
All right.
fairies.
I want to talk. Go away.
Alright, so this story, it's kind of, the title, like, each one has titles, obviously.
Yeah.
It is Hild, the Queen of the Elves.
So I missed something. There's a dragon. There's a
That
dragon
was
title.
there have been different Storyteller miniseries.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is the Fairies. There was one that was the Dragons, which was each issue was a different type of dragon.
Awesome.
And then there was one of Witches. Each one was.
Oh, it really reminds me of that Time Life series from when I was
I
young.
need to look into these.
Yeah. So this is the Fairies.
Okay.
And we're starting off with a story about elves. The story of
The opinions expressed by Frank Malkoff are not indicative of 5 Point Toys and Collectibles.
Oh my
Thank
gosh,
you.
Ellie. So the idea is, the Storyteller is with his dog, Puppet, and, and he's talking about fairies. He's, like, talking about, like,
Oh, okay, this is fun.
and he's like, elves aren't fairies, and he's like, no, fairies are just really, it's the name of the book, I don't know what to do!
It's all, we're laughing. It's
I don't know.
It's not funny, so that's just
Yeah, so, like,
You should play it.
I get it.
we got the reference.
I can't hear him say the word now
Yeah,
without.
it's like, yeah.
You guys can go away and I'll just do this.
Yeah, no, it's like, we hear,
on
this is the
target.
line, though. One man's Spriggan is another man's Sprite, or one man's Heltesia is another man's Huldra. So it's like different cultures have different ideas of
They have-
mischievous immortals.
And they
Yeah,
have different.
I get it.
They have different names for the same.
Exactly.
I like the idea of that.
So that's what this is. And so we have a story where there's like this farmland and like kind of medieval Lord of the Rings. They don't really. They're vague intentionally. And
What
there's
number is that?
1.
Number 1.
This is number 1, but each
Let's see
doesn't
some art.
matter because it's an anthology.
Show me some more.
Yeah, so it's an anthology, so each story is going to be different anyway. So the idea is that each, here we have like medieval Lord of the
beautiful.
Rings type land. There's a cursed farmland. They keep losing hands annually.
Alabama.
Oh my gosh. They keep losing farm hands annually, like around the winter Yule. They think there's some kind of like ghost or monster that's taking them. Basically, like the Muppet equivalent of Sandor Clegane shows up, and he's
I
like,
was just gonna say.
and he's like, I don't like.
Are we? Oh, go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
You know, I'm just doing a summary. I'm not doing the whole thing. Yeah, and he goes like, "Ghost, I don't have time for that. I don't care. You know, I want work. You
I
need
just want to eat chickens.
yeah, exactly. You want farm? You need a farmhand. I'm a farmhand. I don't care if a ghost might eat me. I'll do it." So they're like, "Okay, your funeral." And he seems to be going all right until it's the anniversary of the night. And the owner of the farmland like, if you want to take off, and he's like, no, I want to. If there's a ghost, I want to, spit in its face. You know, he's like being like, that he's that type. He wants to, yeah. Anyway,
No more spoilers. I don't want to know what happened.
okay, fine. Very good.
Yeah,
So-
giving a lot away.
All right, no, but that's set up. I swear it's about. Okay, yeah. So
Show me the back because it has the picture.
That's John Hurt.
Yeah.
And
John Hurt and the dog puppet.
So what's
Yeah.
cool about the dog puppet? I'm
He
sorry,
was
I
reused in the
interrupted.
Fraggles.
They reused him. He's Sprocket.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. So the idea is, what is this farmhand gonna do, and what is the nature of this? Is it a ghost? Is it something else? Could it be elves? There are promises of elves, but really, what the story is about, like at its core, is this is another love story. It's another story about breaking boundaries and again, I'm not spoiling, but like it has a happy ending because it's a fairy tale, and this is a positive fairy tale, and it has a happy ending, and ultimately it's about love and the fortune that a total stranger, the kindness of strangers coming in to help a situation when it seems like everyone is against you.
Cool.
So that's like the underlying theme
Very
and
positive.
subject. It's a.
And it looks beautiful.
I was.
Lay it out there. You
I
can
was
say.
misty. It was a really.
It
great,
takes a man to admit that.
I was really misty, and the art by Matt Smith is beautiful. He wrote and drew this.
So he was the Ryan Johnson.
He was the Ryan Johnson of.
Speaking of being misty,
I'm the only one who hasn't done it, and it's great. Another great thing, even though it's comics, You can tell where the puppets would be.
Did you say I'm the only one who hasn't done it? As in bring up?
Yeah, I haven't. I've never done it.
But that was a really good aside.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a filter, do you?
No.
Because it just kind of came out in the middle of describing that. That was good. I like that.
You can tell where the puppets are supposed to be. It's almost like it really is like I mean, yeah, like again,
he draws it as though he's drawing a puppet.
The main guy looks like a puppet man.
He does.
The main guy looks like a puppet. Like that's like
on the cover there.
Yeah, that's the main guy on the cover.
Cool.
I like him.
He seems like he would be a puppet man.
All right.
So yeah, so that's
What do you give it?
8. Easy 8.
8.
Easy 8 or
And you're
even
hoping-
9. I loved it, man.
Good. And this is, even though this is one of 4.
One of 4. Each one is going to be a different story, representing a different culture and a different type of fairy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I
know. Yeah. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is. But like the main theme is about like love and the random kindness of others and how it can fundamentally change someone's luck, life, and save the day. I guess.
Good. Yep.
So again, without spoiling.
From fairies to metal, man. This is like a Dio song.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I wanted to point something out there. Since we started the segment, there have been different companies for each of the winners, except for DC. DC has had a book in every single week, so they're doing something right over there, and I got to give them props. And also, coincidentally, Marvel hasn't shown up once, and it's not that I'm not buying Marvel books.
Oh, you're not one of those guys, right? Like who punishes Marvel because of their stupid.
I just said I'm not. I'm saying they need to put out better stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
They need to put out better stuff.
I hear you. It's funny that if you compare it to the cinematic universe, it's a different. It's the opposite of DC. They're like the yin and yang.
It's one can't succeed without the other failing. I guess. So we have Metal. Just quickly going through the summary of what's happened past. Metal is the big event comic book about the nature of the DC multiverse. For people who are aware, the idea of the multiverse is that there are different Earths with different possibilities and different outcomes and different things, all existing on different vibrations over each other.
Right, and didn't Flash bring all that together?
Yeah, you see, the speedsters can change their vibrational frequencies, so they can move from one Earth to another. Now, the idea that Metal
our Earth is what?
1.
Oh.
Or Prime or something.
Okay.
Anyway, so the idea with Metal is that what if, in addition to the regular multiverse, there was a dark reflection? There was a dark multiverse, a place where that it doesn't exist from possibility, that exists specifically of the fears of the regular multiverse.
Okay.
And the reason it's like that is because the vibrations of the Earths and the regular multiverse are sound, solid, and never changing. The dark multiverse is constantly unstable. Earths are constantly being destroyed and remade based on different fears and anxieties, with the anxieties and fears of superheroes, for whatever reason, being the most important. So there are like 7 different Earths.
Because of comic books, of
Batman's fears. So the idea behind the dark multiverse is if the inhabitants of it decided, you know what, we don't like that all you up there get to have a stable, fun Earth that lasts forever, we're going to take your stuff. So that it's about the denizens of the dark multiverse rising from their fight to challenge the DC heroes. And 4 issues in, they've been doing an awful good job. The heroes of the DC universe are really at a standstill here. Like, really, the American...
See some art.
Oh, yeah, let's see some art. So this is by Greg Capullo, who is really a dynamite superstar artist in modern times. When a lot of people ask me who's like a modern artist to watch out for, I'll tend to say Greg Capullo, because this stuff is beautiful. He was on Spawn for a little while and then went to Batman, and this kind of originated as a Batman book. Also, that's the second Sandman Daniel for Vertigo fans. So there is some like cross DC play. And this is the explanation of the creation of they actually added to the multiverse by explaining some like new things about it, which are obviously from this comic. In addition to just being a really good event, this issue does like a lot of great things where like
sorry, we're early.
That's all right.
It does a lot of great things about we'll wrap it up soon.
No, go ahead, do your thing, man.
It does a lot of great things.
You could be in the Shotware store.
No, but I know she doesn't want to. All right, it does a lot of great things.
That's Andrew's mom.
She's been on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. It does a lot of great things about setting up, escalating the scales of how bad things kind of are, but like at the same time, it avoids the trap that I hate of making it seem like the bad guy is too overpowered and too like.
Is there like a Bizarro? Is there a bad guy for every good guy?
No, it's look here. There are 3 different bad Supermans because that's what if Superman crash landed on Lex Luthor? What if Superman decided that he'd be a better Batman than Batman? There are like 7 different Batmans.
What is Superman?
Because the idea is, it's supposedly every single fear of what these characters have. Yeah.
Every.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's an army, man. It's a multiverse. It's a dark multiverse. And, as silly as that sentence sounds, look here, wait, hold on. The main
comics. If you think any of this is silly,
that's the Batman who laughs. That's a mix of Batman, Joker, and Judge Dredd. See, like his head, he has a Judge Dredd.
What is he wearing?
Wow.
Like a leather.
Wow, now that he says that, I could see Batman and Judge Dredd.
Oh,
Kind of the same mentality. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Can we zoom in on his outfit there?
Batman
it's
who laughs.
very
He's scary, man. Batman Who Laughs has gotten a lot of
Judge Death.
Well, no, he's Batman Joker, but with like Judge Death elements.
If you guys need help, just
that's a very goth.
Yeah. So so things are really really bad because it seems like the dark multiverse is kind of winning right now because what they need to do, and this is why there's the hollow foil cover. They need metal from the dark universe, also called nth metal, which any hardcore comic fan will know is the metal Hawkman uses to fly, and it's his mace, and it can affect supernatural things.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. The one question I have, this is issue number 4.
This is issue number 4.
So it sounds awesome, and it would have been a book I want to read. But what do I do if I want 1 to 3?
Well, since it's an event book,
is that? I mean, that's you know
Because
what I mean.
it's an event
Andrew's going to tell you.
All right,
because it's an event book, these are being kept in heavy circulation. I'm pretty sure issue 1 is on its 3rd printing. Awesome. So if you want, you can come here to Farpoint Toys and Collectibles, ask us to hook you up, and we can get you the past 3 issues, this 4th issue, and the tie-in issues. Because
how many issues are going to be?
It's 1 of 6, but there's also Batman Lost and Hawkman Found.
Tie-ins.
Which really, it's like 7 and 8, issue 7 and 8.
Oh, really?
It's really dumb that they decided to make it 6 and those.
Yeah.
Because those are pivotal. I don't know. Yeah, but so it's really, really good. I think it has a lot of larger themes about why these people are the greatest heroes ever. Or what someone would consider the greatest heroes ever. There's a lot of stuff about Batman having to learn how. All of this is Batman's fault without getting into spoiler territory.
Oh.
And the main bad guy though is called is the god of the dark multiverse called Barbatos, and they've kind of changed things where he's wanted Batman to be Batman from day
he's like
one.
the god of shaving.
Yeah, but no, yeah, they did a really cool retcon where Barbatos was the bat that Bruce Wayne saw.
Oh, I didn't know it was one specific bat.
Yeah, there was a specific. He saw it in the window, and he's like, "I get it, Father. I will be a symbol of terror."
Oh, is that the retcon of these stories?
That's a retcon. They've added that.
Oh,
Barbados is now there since the beginning.
I thought it was the cave, though. Is that the real?
That's the movie. No, the real one is he's standing by his fireplace, wondering what his
place in the world is.
Well, no, he decided I'm going to be a superhero.
Oh.
He's deciding what the costume is.
I don't know if he thought superhero. I think he thought like vigilante.
Well, okay, but I say superhero.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to dress up as something, and he just didn't know what it was. There's a great series of what ifs where he sees like a scorpion, and he's like, "I'll be a scorpion, man." But yeah, I give this a 9.
Wow,
this is amazing.
Wow, for a big comic company event book,
it's
9.
It's fresh. It feels fresh. It works with the prior canon of the story. It actually feels like there are stakes.
So unlike Star Wars.
Oh my gosh!
So Ryan Johnson didn't write that.
No, he was too busy writing Storyteller.
So what?
It was great. It knocked the hair off of me.
Reveal! The big reveal! Our young man!
It was so good!
Our young man!
It was so good, it just fell out! It just fell out, and when my hair fell out, I decided, well, since it's gone because metal took it off, I decided to donate it to a great charity called Wigs for Kids, which is helping
or men.
Just kids.
Helping give kids with leukemia or other stuff where that kind of situation happens.
Yes, where they're having radiation or some sort of chemo, and they're losing their hair.
Yeah,
because a lot of people put their it makes you feel good if you're losing your hair and you're changing and it makes you feel normal again. It's beautiful you did that. And you can grow one hell of a head of hair, so...
Yeah.
Well,
no, I just like
if
it
I do
because
say so myself.
I like the idea because it makes something that I think we all agree that it sucks that a kid has to be put through. It makes it a little bit more bearable.
Sure.
It makes it a little bit more...
Very nice that you did that.
Yeah.
We applaud you. If I could clap with a phone in my hand, I would.
I'll clap even though I'm really sad to be pregnant.
I got my vote.
So what is this? I'm really
so wait, am I going to do the review?
Well, you're wrapping up
So
here.
she brought the actual envelope. But I guess, yeah, so we've been talking about the Rankin Bass holiday special universe.
It's been the theme with you since we started.
Since I was hired here.
This is your third Friday, and every Friday there's been a
timeline.
I can't see that.
I know, this is a chronological timeline.
We're going to post a picture of this on our Farpoint.
So it starts with the very first Christmas, the birth of the Lord and Savior, and it goes on
Jesus. Y'all gotta love Jesus.
Is that the little one?
We ain't
that's
fooling
way
around with
up.
the man.
Yeah, it's way at the top. Because I couldn't make it an actual line because it would be even smaller.
Okay.
So I decided, I did it by decade. I'll just read it for you. So we got Nestor the Long-Eared Christmas Donkey and the Little Drummer Boy 1 and 2.
Cry. Is the donkey a sad one?
Donkey.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't believe you just said that.
Oh,
so every Christmas, I've never seen it since. I saw it when I was like 2 or 3 years old, and it was this donkey thing, and I had no idea what it was. Every Christmas I think about it.
He was the Rudolph of Jerusalem.
Yes, and I remember as a 3-year-old kid
come down my cheeks
crying my face off. And I can never remember what it was. It must have been that.
Nestor the Long-Eared Christmas
Why
Donkey.
did I cry like that when I was a kid?
Because Joseph and Mary, he was bullied.
Mom, why did you do that to me?
Joseph and Mary would have died in the sandstorm had it not been for his super long ears. They added cover.
Boy, don't you know
Did
your
Nestor
Bible?
die at the end?
My God,
so we got those at the... And then in the 1600s,
James,
we had the
1774.
mouse on the Mayflower. Into the 1700s, we have Jack Frost and Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Which is a classic.
Mouse on the Mayflower.
Mouse on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
Is that Rankin Bass?
Yeah, he sunk.
Yeah,
that shit went down.
1800s.
He didn't bring slaves with him, did he?
Go into the 1800s, and you have Pinocchio's Christmas, the stingiest man in town, and the cricket on the hearth. In the 1900s, the 1930s, we have 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, the first Easter Rabbit, and the Little Rascals Christmas. On 1956, we had the Year Without the Santa Claus. To be fair, this is not when the release of these specials are. I painstakingly
1956.
Place them?
placed
Well,
them.
then how do you know?
Yeah, how do you know?
1956 is the year without a Santa
Because that was when the book was published,
And he
not when the special
I
was
said,
released.
son, that's when he was drinking soda.
Yeah,
he
he
left
was.
that show, went and got some Coca-Cola.
Now, for contemporary, if it was contemporary, like say Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol, I put 1962. But Rudolph's Shiny New Year does not take place in 1974 or whatever because the story takes place that New Year's
after Rudolph Red-Nosed
exactly,
Reindeer.
so it has to be in the same year.
It picks up right where like kind of like Ray handing Luke the lightsaber.
Exactly, it takes up right after.
Now, who threw it over their shoulder in the next scene?
Father Time.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Sorry. For those
Oh.
But that's for Rudolph's Shiny New Year.
Yeah.
That's for Rudolph's Shiny New Year.
Yep.
Y'all just wrong.
Yeah. So this is the official. I'm saying it's official because I made it. The official Rankin Bass timeline. You can now watch this.
There's some stuff going on here. Wait,
We're going to post this. Are you still filming?
I am.
I can show
That's a boy who knows how to work his camera.
We're going to post this on
Bigger.
our Facebook.
Because I can get the sheet. I can just take the
Yeah.
So
documents.
all of you Rankin Bass fights can take a look.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to check out our YouTube channel, put it on me for 1 second.
Yeah, go over
If you want to check out our YouTube channel, apparently we have a very rare version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that we have uploaded onto straight from VHS onto our YouTube. So take a look at YouTube.
Okay, yeah. So that was my secret special surprise. Those were my comics. Great reads. Good show to all the honorable mentions again for you didn't make it, but you were still really, really good. And I will now hand it to my colleague.
I'm gonna move over there, right?
Yeah.
So,
Bring me in, boy.
so
bring
last
me in.
week,
Who let this guy in?
last week a guy came in and asked us if he could try and sell some comics, and we're open to anything here, I guess.
No,
And
no.
and you know what? He has mutant superpowers because these were books that it was a pile of books really no one really wanted, hard to sell. They're not worth individually, and darn it if 5 minutes after this guy went on camera, did those books not sell? So,
without further ado, come on, I'm coming in here hard. Now, I just want to introduce myself. I am Darth Diggler, your favorite used comic book salesman. Now, last week you made me a hero in the store, I'm telling you, boys. You come to me and 10 minutes later, them books were gone. So what are we going to do again for the public, Justin? What are we going to do?
We're going to sell more books.
We're going to sell more books, but first, it's Christmas time. Yeah, none of that funny stuff. I'm going to have me a beer, and I'm having a Mexican beer that come right over the wall. I just want y'all to know that if I can get it open.
That's like those Cokes that are made with real sugar.
Oh, yeah, I got the wrong key, so them Mexicans top it off, so I ain't having a beer. All right? Maybe you can get me open there, boy. Oh, there you go.
I'll get your beer open. Hold your beer.
All right, I got my beer.
Are we really drinking beer on this?
We're drinking a beer on this. This is a good old boy. We drink beer right from, and that's the Mexican.
Oh!
Pop that bad boy for me. All right. This one's going out to all my Christian friends. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. All right? To all my Jewish friends, I want to wish you a Happy Hanukkah. And to all my Muslim friends, Happy
Kwanzaa.
Is that the day for Muslims?
That is.
I want to wish you a happy and sincere Kwanzaa. All right. Now, I just got to say one.
The opinions
Well, I'm
brought out by Darth Diggler.
Yeah. The opinions of Darth Diggler are purely personal and his alone. He owns them, copyrights them, and does them all. They are not the representation of Farpoint, any of the owners, or anybody who walks in the damn store. Are we there? Now, I'm going to tell you this, boys, ladies and gentlemen. I know you got Christmas money spent. I know you ain't got a dime in your pocket, but you just got a tax break from the government. And you're going to have money in your pocket, and it's hammer time. Okay, my friend MC done give me this, and he told me to tell you it's hammer time, because the comics are coming your way. You thought you got a good deal last week. And those comics, how long did they last, Penelope? 5 minutes. They were gone in 5 minutes. Why? Because it was a good deal. Ultimately, look, this ain't no Mercedes-Benz dealership. We ain't going to stick you. We're going to give you a good deal. All right? A deal that you cannot resist. All right? Now, first, I got to get here, Justin. The Lord give me the power. I'm just going to tell you one thing. My pretty wife, who ain't from Alabama and who is over 14, give me this jacket for Christmas. Now, I want to show you these are the stripes of the Deep South. That is a symbol of pride. All right? This come right from TJ Maxx.
What is that symbol?
I have no damn idea, but I know it's a symbol of pride.
I think I saw a guy from Leonard Skinner wearing a jacket like that.
Now, I am a proud Southerner. And I want you to understand that I wear these stripes on my arm with the pride of the South rising up and having a grand old time. So here we go.
These are not the opinions.
These are not the opinions of Farpoint. All right, I got to take my glasses off because I can't see. Now, my glasses are from the Naked Turtle, one of the best bars in town, the Naked Turtle. I don't know if you ever seen a Naked Turtle, but they're pretty fine. All right, let's do this. You ready, Justin?
I'm ready.
You gonna sell some comics, boy?
I hope so.
You gonna sell some comics? I got 100 comics.
100.
How many, Andrew?
96.
96. Don't hold me to the count. 96, all right? We got 96 books here. Now, I wish it was October, but I just felt good with that horror lot last week. That was some scary stuff coming at them people.
There's
some scary stuff coming. And okay, and now here we go. I'm going to show you what we got.
Show me what you got.
In the 1950s, EC Comics was creating the Crypt Keeper, and arguably the greatest horror comics ever written. They were so good, because of them, comics had to be what, Justin? What happened with them comics? Show them, boys.
The comics code happened.
Yes, because they were so damn scary, they didn't want the 4-year-old doing it. Reading it. So, what we have here is almost 100 copies of some of the greatest horror ever produced in the form of comicdom. You understand what I'm saying? Comicdom.
They are reprints of the originals.
They are reprints, because if not, we would not be selling them on the Cheapo channel here.
No.
On the QVG.
No.
All right, this is the QVG.
Darth GQ would be selling these.
Yes, so Darth Diggler's going to give you a deal like you ain't never had before. 96 copies. 96, man. I ain't talking about 10 or 20.
No, they're not doubles. They individual.
They are individual. Thank you. And look, you go down to them other comic book stores. They ain't giving you a deal like that. And where do you see a man with a head of hair like this? All right? My boy just cut his hair. I ain't donating crack. I'm keeping my hair. All right? All right, there you go. There you go. Let me have another sip of here because I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Let's do this, Justin. Let's show these copies. Hey, Craig, if you're watching, you need to come spend some money with me. All right, Craigie? Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt. Bondage cover, maybe.
You're not going to go through all that. Are you going to go through all that?
I am not. We got Tales from the Crypt. But look at these covers. I want you to stay on them covers, boy.
I'll stay on the covers.
They see my pretty face. They don't need to see
Yes, sir.
again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Haunt of Fear. Haunt of Fear. Haunt of Fear. I'm going to show you guys. Look at this. Haunt of Fear. The Vault of Horror. The Vault of Horror. Vault of Horror. Haunt of Fear. Vault of Horror. Vault. My God, man. How much damn scary stories could a man write?
It's too scary. I can't take it.
Look at that. The Vault of Horror. The Vault of Horror. Now, we ain't just now one of the classics. One of the, and throw that beer away, boy. One of the classics. Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
Look at that. Tales from the Crypt. Look at that cover. Look at that. Oh my God. One of the classic covers. Could you imagine being 10 years old going to the drugstore? Could you? Grabbing yourself a sody pop and get yourself a Reese cup. Ain't that something? Look at that. Look at that. Now we go into incredible science fiction tales.
You turned into
Yeah, I did.
Bernie Mac over.
Bernie Mac. I said, Grandma, go sit down over there. All right, look. I ain't gonna go through all these covers. All right, I'm losing my accent, and I'm just done. I'm tired. All right. So here's where we're gonna go. We got crime suspense. We got shock suspense. We got look at
Tons of books.
One of the classic covers. One of the classic covers.
Oh,
all right?
look at that. Oh, I can see why they
You
did
can
the
see
comics
now. Look at
cover
this
on
one.
that.
This was on Seduction of the Innocent.
Was it?
This was a band cover.
Wow.
Could you see why?
I can see
Can
why.
you see why,
I can
Justin?
see why.
All right, makes me. I felt that way about a few women occasionally. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. That's another tale. That's another tale. All right.
Tales suspense.
We got Tales from the Crypt, the Haunt of Fear. That's
Yeah,
all
we're
right.
good.
We ain't gonna. We are doing Tales to Offend, so they're welcome to offend. All right, listen, we're gonna close this out because I got to go to Christmas party.
How many books were there?
There's almost 100. 96
96 books.
Tales of Terror. 96 Tales of Horror. This is. I can't do it. I gotta show you these books, right? I mean, you're gonna go buy a Toyota and pay too much when you can buy these comics. I'm giving these comics. Justin, how much would you think a cheap price would be?
Well,
What would be 100 would sound like a deal, right?
Well, I would say $2 a piece.
Okay, you'd be mad if well, you know what? I don't care if you're mad at me today, girl. I don't care. We're gonna go down that road. 96, because I don't want no returns. You don't read the stuff and bring it back to us. It don't work that
This
way.
wasn't 100 books.
There's almost 100 books for $50. $50.
This man out of my
Do you hear that?
Take him out of
$50. Do you see that ringer going up on your screen?
This is the first.
There's only one set of these.
This is the
You
first
get
and
one
last
shot.
Darth Diggler here.
You get one shot. Well, listen, Darth Diggler is not worried about the store making money because it ain't his store. What we're gonna do is give you.
Did we pay this guy?
We'll talk about that later. All right, $100, 96, and you spend $50. That's 50 cents a book.
50 cent a book.
50 cents a book.
50 cent a
Let's
book.
do South Jersey thing. 50 cents.
50 cent.
50 cents.
50 cent.
All right, we got
A Jones.
It's 50 cents a book, and you go home and you get your Reese cup.
How
and
much
your-
reading is this?
Oh man, you gotta be a reading dude, man. And you gotta like your horror. You gotta like your horror. If you ain't into horror, don't go that way. So listen, I'm gonna make it short because I got parties to go to and free food to get. All right, so we going with 100 books, 96. For $50. It's a one-time only deal. When it's gone, it's gone. You ain't gonna find another deal like this in the South Jersey area. And I don't even think if you went to my hometown of Alabama, you would find it. Okay? There you go.
Hey, Darth Diggler. Merry Christmas.
Going out. I gotta say it again. I want to miss all my Christian friends. All of them.
Oh,
Merry
every one of them.
Happy Christmas. It's hammer time. Come get the books.
All right. We got to stick to what that guy says, or I would say no. But $50 for a nice pile of books. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. We're gonna go find Frank again and get Frank back. And listen.
Don't forget to come to your old comic guy Andrew. I'll hook you up. Great. I know good books.
Even though he cut his hair, he still knows comics.
Even though I know, yeah, hair not included. Hair not needed.
That's what's going on.
Hey, you missed it. There was this guy.
Frank and Darth Diggler never in the same room at the same time.
Frank's kind of like the Clark Kent. All right. We got a Christmas party. We got some food to eat. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys checked it out. In the comments below, if you're interested in any of the books, ask Andrew any questions. He'll answer them. If you're interested in that Darth Diggler lot, let us know. We're going to put it to the side. We're going to put $50 on it. If you want it, come get it. Hey, listen, we'll go live before Christmas, but if we forget to... Hey, Frank!
Oh, get my
Come here a second.
Get my shirt in it. Ho, now I have a machine gun.
Anybody get that reference? Anybody get that reference?
I know.
My name is Clay.
Just in case we don't get a chance to go live again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bring it in.
Christmas is in 2 days. This is our first Christmas here. Andrew, matter of fact, you bring it in too.
Yeah, come on in here, man.
From a serious note, after all that Southern stuff just happened,
That's it. I love it.
we are so happy that we put this store here and we're doing this thing together as a crew.
Yeah.
This Christmas has been amazing. It's been hectic, but
Yeah.
we're loving it.
Yeah.
And if this is any indication of
Where this journey's
going,
right?
going
Yeah.
with this amazing crew of people,
Absolutely.
we are so happy to be doing this. We're so thankful.
And that's very sincere.
It is. Absolutely. After all that insanity, this was very sincere. So.
Yeah, y'all come down and see us again.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.